Hi guys, today we're going to react to Down Under by Men at Work. This is a Buy Me a Coffee request from JM. Thank you, JM, for this request and for your ongoing support. I am very familiar with this song and with Men at Work. I listen to them a lot. This is not a first time reaction. We love this song.
Thank you, JM. Firstly, I appreciate this request, which is about where I'm from, down under Australia. But originally, I'm not from Australia, and I have known this song long before, as you have. I think it was released in 1981, so I only came to Australia in 88. So I knew it long before I came here, but I only found out the true meaning of the song once I got here. So it's an interesting one, and yeah, love the band. Definitely not a first time reaction.
Traveling in a fried-out combi on a hippie trailhead full of zombies. I met a strange lady, she made me nervous. She took me in and gave me breakfast. And she said, do you come from a land down under, where women go and men wonder? Can't you hear the thunder? You better run, you better take cover.
Every time I see this music video, it always cracks me up the way that they break down in the middle of the desert. I don't know why they're driving in the desert. And he kicks the front of the van. The engine on Volkswagen is mounted in the rear. He kicks the front like he's angry at the engine.
Yeah, it really takes me back to the 80s, when they used to make music videos like this. I've always enjoyed how some bands made these sort of light-hearted comedic music videos when they're actually about a very, very serious topic. It's a lot of fun. The lyrics even are a lot of fun, even hearing the first line, traveling in a fried-out combi. Combi van is really what those Volkswagens called in Australia. I don't know if they're called that everywhere else, but yeah, head full of zombie. Just kind of really, really cool lines. And for a long, long time, I just thought it was one of those fun songs. And it is, but there's more to it. And I love Colin Hayes' voice. There's just something about it, kind of frequency, that I really do enjoy, that's really pleasant to my ear. I've always loved his music, and this might be my favorite Men at Work song, but again, it was such a huge hit all over the world that you couldn't escape it.
The specific songs that I've listened to since I was a child, I've been cautious not to look up what the lyrics mean because I like to preserve that magic regarding what they could mean. I made this mistake before by finding out what the lyrics to Hotel California meant by the Eagles, and I regretted that. It took away some of the magic. So I made it a point not to look up what lyrics mean. All I'm left with is what I think the lyrics here mean.
Buying bread from a man in Brussels. He was 6'4" and full of muscle. I said, do you speak my language? He just smiled and gave me a Vegemite sandwich. And he said, I come from a land down under, where Peter's flow and mentioned her. Can't you hear the thunder? You better run, you better take cover.
I never really gave much thought to the lyrics line by line, but what I got from the song was something that encapsulates pure 70s and 80s Australia. I know the band started in Melbourne, and to me this song and this band was always like a staple of what Australia was like in the 70s and 80s.
Well, there's like kind of Australianisms in this. Obviously, the whole attitude of it altogether, it has something Australian about it. It really tells the story of Australians traveling abroad and meeting other Australians, where you don't necessarily think they are, but then you start talking, and obviously Australians recognize one another when they're overseas. That's kind of what the song is about. So even when you go away from home, you find home elsewhere. That's what I always thought the song meant. I just love how the song talks about meeting a man from Brussels who was 6'4" and full of muscles. Now, for them, they didn't really bother finding someone who was 6'4" and big and muscular. Let's just put a guy there, make him stand on something. He looks taller, make him like pretend to flex, and that'll do. And that was the attitude of this whole music video. It's all looking like they didn't really put that much into it. It's not that invested, but it's fun. It's just a lot of fun. There's like little Australianisms. Like I said, he just smiled and gave me a Vegemite sandwich. Vegemite is an Australian thing that you don't really find elsewhere. And also it's something that tastes disgusting.
I didn't know.
It's this like spread that you put on your toast or on bread or whatever. It looks like chocolate, but it's very, very, very salty. So unless you're born and raised on Vegemite, it's highly unlikely that you will like it. A lot of people do. I don't. But the Vegemite sandwich is like, yeah, here you go. You're just another Aussie. And the way he gave him the bread, he handballed it. It's Australian rules football. That's how they pass the ball. So it's not something you'll find anywhere else. It's just all these little references are in there, but the sound of the song is very reggae kind of sound. It's interesting that they had that about the sound, but it's actually very, very Australian. And that kind of flute section, they actually went to court over that one. Apparently it sounds a lot like something from a song called Kookaburra, which they sued them. They went to court. I think it was settled in the end. But yeah, there was a whole story about that. Just an awesome song that just gives me this good feeling. And when I was younger, I always thought that's what the song was about. And then I came to Australia and I saw an interview with Colin Hay where he was asked about the song, and he actually said what he meant by this song. And it's not that. I mean, it is a little bit that, but it's not really. So, it's interesting.
As you mentioned, the Australianisms, I love the part when it's a ridiculous part, but when he slams the beer mugs on the table and some of the beer spills out. I don't know if it's like that in Australia, but it's funny to me.
Australians love their beer, so any beer spilled is waste, so probably not so much Australian.
To say, I said to the man, are you trying to tempt me? Because I come from the land of plenty. And he said, oh, you come from a land down under. Yeah, women go and men plunder. Can you hear the thunder? You better run, you better take cover.
What I always took from this song, if I see a film where the theme is Australia or the theme starts in another country and then continues to Australia, so those transition scenes where they show people landing in an airport, say welcome to Australia, that's the song I'd put in the soundtrack to usher the audience, we are in Australia. So this song means Australia to me, of the 80s. But even if I would see a modern film of nowadays, I would put this song to symbolize we are in Australia now. And in this section, he says, I was lying in a den in Bombay with a slack jaw and not much to say. And he met a man there that he thought was a local. So it means that when they go abroad, when they visit foreign countries and they meet people who also come from Australia, as soon as they open their mouths, it's easy for them to recognize that they've met their own countrymen with their mannerisms and the way they talk and even the things they talk about. That's another thing that symbolizes Australia. It's easy for them to recognize each other.
Yeah, probably more than the mannerisms. I mean, the mannerisms might have something to do with it, but it's the accent. He says, do you speak my language? I mean, obviously Australians speak English.
Yeah.
But it's really Australian English. So the accent is really what it's about. And now, he's been through all these different places, like Brussels and Bombay, and wherever you go, you meet other Aussies, because Aussies do tend to travel a lot. This song has that about it. The true meaning of the song, as Colin Hay has already expressed himself, it's really a darker kind of look at Australia, almost like harkens back to the day when things were different. It's about the selling of Australia in a lot of ways to do with the overdevelopment of the country and how it's been overtaken. It says where women glow and men plunder. Glow refers to maybe, sun tanning or whatever, but plunder, we're plundering the heritage of this country, the history of it and all the rest of it. It's really more about that. I think he described it as as like a loss of spirit, like losing the true spirit of the country. I don't know if it necessarily refers to Aborigines or even just Australians and the culture of the place. It's probably both. He is saying what the song is saying, that Australia is this awesome place, which it is, but he is also looking at the darker side of things. Can you hear the thunder? You better run, you better take cover, because change is coming and you're not going to like it. That's kind of what he's saying. So while he is celebrating the country, he's also celebrating its heritage and history and what makes Australia Australia. And he says, let's not make it like everywhere else. Let's keep that pride and sense of self remain.
I don't think Aussies need to make much effort in order to distinguish Australia from other countries. It already has its own identity, very recognizable, but I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, most countries have that about them. The original feeling and culture has been taken over by probably Western culture more than anything, by other music, other whatever. Australia is also a melting pot. So there's like a lot of different cultures here and a lot of different pieces of other places that have come into it. But that is actually what the country is recognized by. But he's talking more about overdevelopment and things like that, bringing other things here and making the place like other places.
You better take cover.
I love the part when he says, and he said, do you come from the land down under? It's like he recognized one of his countrymen and the whole room lights up. They realize that they're in familiar company. I didn't notice it before.
The funny thing about this song is the reason that I took such a liking to it in the first place, the first time I heard it, was because it's so different. The sound is very, very different. I mean, I know that there's this thing that I mentioned where they potentially kind of stole a little bit from a different song, but it feels like it's such an original thing. Even though there's like this reggae in it, it feels like something that I've never heard before, or at least when I first heard it. Something about his voice, about the way he uses it, and just about the way this whole song plays out.
When it ends, you think they're in the desert, but they're not. You see the power lines go. It just went outside the city. Most of Australia is a desert, you'd say that.
There's a lot of land, a lot of land. Australia is huge. As many others probably think, and as we thought before, this song just feels like a celebration of Australia. Even though it's meant as something else, I think the meaning has changed over time and it's become some sort of an anthem. Just a fantastic song. I love the way it sounds. I love hearing it. I never get sick of it. You know, after all these years, it has never gotten old. That's a very, very good sign for a song.
Yeah, so, same.
One of my all-time favorites.
And it's also a song that as soon as it starts, before any lyrics are spoken, as soon as the first note starts, you know what song it is and who's playing it. From the second the percussion starts at the beginning.
Yeah, like I said, it's got this original thing to it. This was a hit everywhere around the world, even though it has a very specific sound to it, which says a lot. So thank you, JM, for bringing us back to Men at Work and Down Under. This is an awesome, awesome song. We appreciate the request and also your ongoing support. You've been absolutely amazing. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks, Jam, for requesting Down Under. We love this song very much. More like this will be much appreciated, and thank you for all your ongoing support. If you enjoyed this episode, guys, please be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and click the little bell icon so you get notified on all our future videos. If you have a song in mind you'd like us to react to, please make your request through Buy Me a Coffee. The link is at the top of the description below. Thank you all for sticking with us. Thank you all for your time.
This song can now be part of our Australian music playlist. Check it out. Should be up on the screen sometime about now. All of the amazing music we've covered from here, from Australia. Thank you so much, guys. We appreciate all the support coming our way. Please keep it coming. We'll be back in a couple of days with a new episode. We hope to see you all then. Thanks again, guys. Bye for now.
Bye, guys.